Hello, welcome to Walt Whitman Middle School's virtual open house orientation. Today we are going to go through a few things to welcome you to Whitman and to make sure you're prepared for the first day of school on September 8th. We first wanted to start with an introduction to our administrative team. Dr. Herring is our school principal. Matthew Johnson is one of our assistant principals. Ms. Shante Freeman is another assistant principal. Danielle Villanueva is our third assistant principal. Colleen Hooper is our director of student services. And Frida Woods Lawrence is our dean of students. We also wanted to take a moment to introduce you to our amazing counseling staff. We have Miss Roberts, Mr. Fisher, and Miss Deck. I'm going to give you a second to go ahead and look at their alpha breakdown and grade breakdown. So every student will have a counselor, and please feel free to reach out to them as needed. You can find their email addresses on our Walt Whitman webpage.
Good morning, students and parents. Welcome to Whitman's virtual open house. I'm Dr. Herring, principal of Whitman, and I'm very happy to join us this morning. Today, you'll be with your advisory teacher, who's your fourth grade teacher, who's going to help you learn a little bit more about Whitman, get to meet your other teachers, and then learn how to share something. So we're excited to have you here. We hope you have a great morning. Good. Good morning, students and parents. Welcome to Whitman's virtual open house. I'm Dr. Herring, principal of Whitman, and I'm very happy to join us this morning. Today, you'll be with your advisory teacher, who's your fourth grade teacher, who's going to help you learn a little bit more about Whitman, get to meet your other teachers, and then learn how to share something. So we're excited to have you here. We hope you have a great morning.
So that was a nice introduction from our principal, Dr. Herring. I wanted to play that video twice because it started a little quick and I wanted to have an opportunity for you to hear that. So next we're going to dive into Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. This is the main interface that we are going to be using to communicate with students. So this is what their virtual classes will look like. Each student will receive 8 personalized links for each of their classes. And later on in the open house, we will discuss how students can access those links and the virtual schedule organizer where students can organize those links and refer back to them. So Blackboard Collaborate is an interactive video conferencing tool. So I wanted to take a second to introduce you to some of the key features that teachers will be using in this platform. The first feature is the chat. In Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, there is a chat function so that students can interact with one another and interact with their teacher. Students will click a purple arrow, which will bring the chat box out, and they will be able to type something in the Say Something box to interact with one another. The next features are the microphone, the camera, and the raising hand tool. So initially, all of these tools will be off as your student enters into the classroom, but they are going to have an opportunity to turn those on so that they can interact and build community within their classroom. All of these features will be gone over again in their first period class on September 8th, and teachers will be giving students an opportunity to practice with them so that they can get comfortable with them. So when the microphone is off, it is black and has a line through it, and when it is on, it is green so that students know their mic is on and other students and the teacher are able to hear what they're saying. The camera also, when it is off, has a line through it, and when it is on, it is blue, and that means that classmates and their teacher are able to see them. And lastly, there's a hand raising tool. So if students have a question and they want to make sure they don't talk over the teacher or they aren't talking over their peers, they can raise their hand and the teacher can call on them just like in a face-to-face class setting. So what will a student's day look like this year? Here is our bell schedule. Notice Tuesdays and Thursdays are our odd classes, and Wednesdays and Fridays are our even classes. That fourth period class is set aside for what we are calling wildcat time. So your student will have 7 classes like English, math, science, social studies, PE, and their electives. And then that period 4 will be set aside for wildcat time. Mondays are a time for your student to do their independent work or possibly meet with their teacher through office hours to get some extra help. Students will receive more information about what Mondays will look like and what the exact expectations are next week during class time on September 9th. So let's talk a little bit about how students will access their Blackboard Collaborate links and how they're going to organize them. So every student should have been emailed their Blackboard Collaborate links through their @fcpsschools.net Gmail account. So they should have 8 unique links for each of their classes. And it is very important that students organize these links because they have to come back to them for every class period. So we've created a virtual schedule organizer, which you should find in the email along with this video. So at this time, go ahead and click on that virtual schedule organizer from the email so you can bring up the document that students are going to be expected to fill out. At this time, you may also bring up your students or have your student with you and bring up their Gmail account so that you're able to copy and paste the links from the email into this virtual schedule organizer. And we are going to watch a video on how to copy and paste those links into this virtual schedule organizer. Good morning. At this time, we're going to learn how to access our BBCU or Blackboard Collaborate links in our FCPS Gmail account. And we're also going to learn how to organize them in a virtual schedule organizer. So at this time, you should have your FCPS Gmail account open, and you should also have another tab with your virtual schedule organizer. The link to this document should have been provided by your teacher so that everyone has a copy of their own schedule organizer. If you have your FCPS Gmail open, you will see a folder on the left titled Blackboard Collaborate Ultra Links or BBCU Links. At this time, you will only have one email in this tab from your advisory teacher, and you should be able to drop the email down and you'll see your teacher's name along with a link to that advisory class. After today, when you drop that email down, you should see a larger number here, 8 classes, so that you have a link to all 8 of your classes. When you drop this email down, you can scroll and you'll see all of your teachers' names, Miss Lawler. If you click these 3 dots, you will then see the link to Miss Lawler's class. I see Miss Fish. If I click the 3 dots, I will now see a link to Miss Fish's class so that I have this entire email thread open and I can see all of my teachers' classes with all of my links. So now we need to copy these links into our virtual schedule organizer. So if I right click on that link, I can hit copy link address, and then I can move over to my virtual schedule organizer and go down to 4th period because we're in advisory and that's going to be during 4th period. I can right click again, and that is going to allow for me to paste that Blackboard Collaborate Ultra session into my virtual schedule organizer. And I'm going to type in Mr. Dragody because that is my teacher. After today, you will have emails from all of your teachers so that you can fill in their names and you can copy and paste their Blackboard Collaborate Ultra session link into this virtual schedule organizer. Notice at the top, you have your daily schedule. And we now need to know, how do I get back to this document? So there's a few ways to get back to this document. I have starred mine up here by the title. And what that's going to do is it's going to now house this document in my Google Drive under my starred folder. Another option is to bookmark this page. So I can click the star up at the top by the URL, and then I can hit done, and that's going to bookmark it. And now if I hit these two little arrows, I will get a list of all of my bookmarks, and I can scroll down that list, and I can grab the virtual schedule organizer and drag it up to my bar, and you will see that it is now moved to my favorites bar up at the top. And now anytime I want to get back to my virtual schedule organizer, I can, so that I can access all of my links for my virtual classes. If you have any questions, please ask your advisory teacher or any of your teachers so that you are able to get back to all of your classes. So at this time, you can pause this video and take a few minutes and go ahead and fill in your virtual schedule organizer. This is also going to be done during the first period class on September 8th. So if you have questions, you can hold on to those questions and ask your first period teacher on September 8th. It is extremely important that students are able to get back to that schedule organizer. So students, please star it so it's in your starred folder in your Google Drive, or star it up by the URL so it is in your bookmarks in your Chrome browser. We also want to take an opportunity to talk about self-care. In this virtual world, it is very easy to sit in front of a computer and not get up and not take breaks, but those breaks are extremely important. So between classes, please get up, take a break, stretch, walk, make sure you're eating and drinking throughout the day so that you have energy. We've also found it very helpful to dress as if you're going to school so that you're not waking up in your pajamas and sitting in front of the computer, but instead you're getting dressed and you feel ready for the day. It's also very important that you identify a trusted adult at Whitman that you can go to if needed. It can be a teacher, a counselor, one of the assistant principals, any trusted adult that you could go to or that you've identified will be great. So if you need help or just have a question, you have someone that you can go to. That's also what your advisory teacher is for. That is someone who is kind of set in a mentor role for you. So if you need anything, find an adult that you can go to ask questions or just get help from. The last thing we're going to talk about is the Whitman Jumpstart. I'm going to play this video from our librarian, Ms. Johnson.
Hello, Whitman Wildcats. This is Ms. Johnson, your school librarian, and I want to take just a moment to welcome you to Whitman and walk you through this activity. This is the Who, What, Where of Whitman Challenge, and it features a series of resources to view or explore, videos and websites to help you get to know our school and all that we offer. We will start here on the left side and view each resource in the Whitman path. Some are videos to watch, some are websites, and there's even a place for you to record and post your own personal introduction. Each underlined phrase takes you to a resource. I'd like to draw your attention to this square on the path. When you click this link, the challenge form will open. Record a response to each question to be entered into a drawing for Whitman swag. You can have the form open while you travel the path if that makes it easier to complete the challenge. Again, welcome to Whitman and have a great year.
So at this time, the link to the Whitman Jumpstart was provided in the email along with this video and the virtual schedule organizer. So please take some time and explore the Whitman Jumpstart. There are great videos from your teachers and your counselors. And there's a lot of really great information in this Jumpstart game board. Please don't forget to do a video for the Flipgrid of yourself to introduce yourself to the staff, and also complete that challenge that Ms. Johnson brought up so you can be entered into a drawing for a prize. I know that you're at home watching this, but maybe discuss with your family or your parents or a sibling, what's one thing you found interesting in the Jumpstart game board? And what's one thing you're excited about for this year based on what you saw in the game? Lastly, if you have any questions, please feel free to email one of your teachers, email your counselor, email one of the assistant principals. We are always here to answer any questions that you may have, and we really want to make sure everyone is ready for September 8th. And it's going to be a great school year, even if it's not the school year we anticipated. But we are here to support students and help students to be successful in their classes. So please reach out with any questions that you might have. And though we are not together and we do not have a chat, please feel free to think about one word or one phrase or one emoji to express how you're feeling about the start of this school year. I thank you for joining me today going through our virtual open house. Please reach out with any questions, and welcome to Whitman.